Each week we check out a new gun museum. We call it the Firearm Museum Tour. A big part of our Gun Show Loophole tour is checking out the firearms museums around the country, and we know that they're all interested in getting more visitors and more awareness. So we're going to help by featuring a new museum each week. Let's start
We are
out.
touring the firearms museums of the United States. This time we're heading to Kansas for the Boot Hill Museum in Dodge City. So this is a pretty cool museum, and it's changed since I went there last. I've been there a few times now, and it's grown. The museum itself is not the largest, but it is the only one in that region. And if you're driving through Kansas or I find by going from Oklahoma to Colorado, it's easy enough to swing through Dodge City. But if you're in the area for any other reason, or if you just want to collect a bunch of different experiences going to firearms museums, put Boot Hill on your list. It is a difficult one to get to, but it's worth the trip. There's not the largest number of guns there, but again, very much like the J.M. Davis, the John M. Browning Museum, it's actually in the place that the history, or it's on the same location that its history comes from. So it's pretty neat going back to actual Boot Hill and seeing the replication or the recreation of the olden town, and getting an idea of the firearms. So there are a couple of hundred guns on display, and they're labeled well, and it's designed for tourists, so it's not as much, it's kind of a mix between a tourist spot and a museum. It's definitely a museum, definitely a lot of information, and it's displayed well. A lot of actual artifacts, so the lighting is a little dark, but that's to be expected when there's actual artifacts there. And in our visits, it was under construction. They were building new portions of it, so my experience has been from the past. So if you've been to the museum recently, definitely would be interested in a more recent review of the museum. Now, this is our museum passport book, but we also, of course, have the calendar, and we did feature the Boot Hill Museum in May. So if we open up, we can take a look at what used to be the layout. So as you'd come in, you kind of park in this area, you'd go in through the hotel, and that would be the gift shop and the museum entrance, and then you'd go up the hill to Boot Hill Cemetery, and then come back down at the back of the hill here, come back down into the storefronts. And as you went through the storefronts here, you'd come in the hotel, go up to the cemetery, come down, and then you'd come through the town by going through the inside of the rooms. And then you'd come out and you could walk around. Well, now in this grass area, there was a train here before. I think between the train and the town there, they've created a new building, and I'm not sure what's in that new building. So lots of interesting stuff. As you can see, each of these sections is a different focus. You've got everything from a hardware store to a drugstore to the saloon to the jail and all the different shops, and the firearms was basically the beginning of it all. So this is an idea of what the firearms displays are like. Of course, there's a lot of them, and we'll link to our video, and there's probably lots of other tours available online to show you what it's like. It's a cool spot, and I would say it's fun for kids and a good break if you're driving through that portion of the country. Authentic, because you're back on the same grounds that it's promoting or remembering. And let us know in the comments what you think. If you've been to the Boot Hill Museum, especially if you've been there recently, or if you're planning on attending, let us know. Until then, thanks for watching.
So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org. Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourages you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.